Hey y'all, I think we're live. Looks like we're live. If we're not live, I'm talking to myself. Okay, so welcome. Let's get a camera that I like going over here. Okay, so we're doing something a little bit different tonight. We are going to share some pictures. So what you're seeing up here is a picture that Bob Asbury sent me. All right. So we've got two things going on. Let me explain a little bit. I want to share some pictures between you and me. Okay, so you send me a picture and I'm going to figure out how to get it up over here on this screen. So you guys are a little bit Macintosh or whatever it is oriented. Let me explain what I did. So for security purposes, the first thing that I did was I opened a new email. So I'm not going to say it out loud because that's going to bake it into the live stream. And I want to be able to take it out of the equation during the week when we have mischief makers, okay? So I'm not going to put it so it actually shows across the bottom of the screen. I'm not going to say it out loud, okay? But if you look in the description, I think right up near the very, very top, I did put the email there. So I opened a brand new email just for the purpose of doing this more than just on one show. So let's say we want to do this once a month where we share pictures, or we want to do this once maybe every week, every other week. I can actually put the email down on the bottom, okay? So look in the description. I've got Sammy and Randy is watching out. If we get bombed with one of those porn sites or something, I told them, don't even bother texting me. Call me on my cell phone, okay? So they will call me, and if I see Randy is calling me or if Sammy is calling me, I'm going to answer it, and they will probably say, go to the bottom and ban that person, okay? Because the last couple of weeks, we've had some mischief makers. So that's what I've got going on tonight. Now, I got my old Mac Mini, the one that I replaced with the Mac Studio, the M2. I brought that out of the closet, and I've got it sitting over here on a shelf. Okay, let me bring that closer, because the biggest culprit tonight is my eyes. I can't see things so easily. Okay, so I have the a 27-inch monitor over there on a cart. It's a rolling cart. Okay. So this way, when I want to move this TV out of here or that rolling cart, they're all on wheels. I'll just roll this over to the corner and we could see the Christmas room again. Okay? And I could roll that cart over there. So if you're confused, imagine if you were sitting here. Okay? So what I've got set up is the new email address, which is in the description below. So after the show, I'm going to actually remove that because, make a note of it. So you guys that are family, make a note of that email because during the week, you could shoot me some pictures. And if I remember, I'll come back to your picture. So I had it set up so this screen and the actual Mac Mini, the M1, the old one, were mirroring each other. But the problem is I got from Bob, I got an email. Okay, so it looks like I got an email also from Sammy. So let's see if he's got a picture in here. So, yeah, I do have a picture. I got a couple of pictures. Oh, he sent me 3 pictures. Okay, so this is how it works, all right? I will open up one of the pictures that Sammy sent me. Okay, and I will actually, all right, so first I have to close this one. So I have to turn myself sideways. Now, if somebody, okay, so I'm asking for help here, okay? I don't think there's an answer to this one, but in case somebody knows. So I need to get the mouse from there to here. And I have to exit out there, and it comes in here. But I'd like to push a button so that the mouse is either on this screen or on that screen. And the only reason for pushing the button is I kind of lose the mouse as to where it is. So I would like I'd like to push a button and know that it's here or there. So in the meantime, it's just extended. So it goes from there and it comes to here. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this picture and I'm going to close it. Okay. Now we're back to square one. So now I'm going to actually, I lost the mouse already. Okay, there it is. All right, so I'm going to go to the picture that Sammy sent me. I'm going to make it larger. Okay, so Sammy sent me 3 pictures. So you guys, you need to be finding pictures so we could talk about them. Okay, we do need to talk about these pictures. So email me at the email address that's down below. It's in the description. Okay, you'll recognize it right off the bat. It's very descriptive. Copy and paste. All right, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm looking at it, and so Randy taught me how to do this. So I'm going to pop the picture over here. Okay, so here's the picture, and it's over here. So I happen to know that that's a picture of Joey. All right, so yeah, a bigger mouse pointer would help. Thank you, Roy. Now tell me how to get a bigger mouse pointer. Now I'm not gonna do that now. Okay, that'd be kind of dumb. Okay, it's bad enough I've got to work all these gears and make everything work. So now if I go into over here where the green square is, and that's where I have the problem with the mouse. Okay, so here's the mouse. If I hover over this, I can enter full screen. So now the picture of Joey is full screen. So now I'm actually sharing a picture with you. So if I don't move the mouse around, it's right there. And I will be able to just close that when I want. So you guys that want to share the pictures and you want to talk about your own pictures, don't send me anybody else's because I'm broadcasting this. And I don't want to, violate anybody's copyright. Send me only pictures that you actually have the right to send me. So this way there's no copyright infringement. So don't send me a picture that Casey Neistat did and say, oh, he put this up last week. No, that's a copyright infringement. So only send me pictures that you took or you own the copyright. So let's get that right off the bat clear as a bell, all right? So that this way I don't get into trouble. And I won't put up a picture from somebody that I don't know, obviously, all right? Now, I still have this mouse running, so I could still come over here, and I could say, go all the way up to the top and say, hi, this is Simon, ordinary filmmaker. Hi, Peter and friends, going to try and stay awake, okay? So, Simon, send me a picture of Liam, and then you could play it back for him. Okay. Now, I do see, can you tell I'm excited? I'm a little hyper. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure you're not seeing any scan lines or very little. I see a little of the scan lines. You know what a scan line is? I'm solid, but this picture of Joey has got slight scan lines. So I can't get rid of that. I don't know how. It was really bad. It was like a rolling, scan line before. So what I did is I lowered the shutter speed. That's how I got rid of most of it. Okay. So, Sammy, tell me how you took that picture. People would like to know. Remember, this isn't just for me to show you how I've got this. This is a Sammy TV stand. So Sammy made it possible for me to get this TV stand, and I got it set up here. And it's just rolled out from the back. The Christmas room is right behind it, okay? I'm sitting in the same chair. The lighting is the same. So hopefully we're doing good, okay? So Sammy is saying Peter. Woody is saying hi, everybody. It's a keep the faucets dripping kind of a night in Virginia. Oh, it's cold. So if you don't keep the faucets dripping, guess what? the lines freeze up. So Sammy's saying hello to Peter. Scotty is saying hello. And Robbie, I haven't seen Robbie in here in a while. How you doing, buddy? I love you. Happy New Year to you. Okay, so if you got pictures, okay, so I see a couple of pictures. Simon sent me a picture. Oh, dang. I got to get that closer. Sorry that I have to stand up. Okay? You're going to have a little bit of that going on tonight. So I'm going to pull the monitor closer so I can see what is going on. And when I walk away from the mic, you can't hear me. So now, so Roy sent me a picture. Simon sent me a picture. Hal, you sent me a picture, dude? Cool. Okay, so let's get the show rolling. Let's share some pictures here. Okay, let me look through here. Sammy's saying, yup. Woody said, Roy said, Rob said, looking forward to seeing everybody's creativity. Remember, the show is about you, so I'm trying to figure out how to get you more involved. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Might not be the smoothest thing on the planet, but that's what we're working on. Jim says, hi, Peter. Love the setup with the screen behind you. Randy is saying, hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm purposely not popping them up for a reason. Okay, and that is because I want to start sharing the pictures. They're coming in. All right, and then we can come back. That was a test photo. Roy says a bigger mouse would do. Mr. Camera Junkie is saying hello to everybody. Sammy says he used the A7S II without the focus issue. Peter knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, he had a little bit of a focus issue with the S2. Which camera am I on? Oh, I'm on that one. Oh, so I did adjust the cameras a little bit so that you can get me and the Toshiba TV in here. Okay, so Jim says I was in South Carolina, and while I was gone, my hot water heater blew a pipe. Fortunately, the only issue is soaked carpet. So I know how that goes. Our water for the entire house is completely kaput. So we've got a hose running in here, and we get cold water, and that's how I just kind of bathe myself. I didn't just pour it because it's too cold. I use washcloths, and I did have to pour it over my head. So I shampooed, and I poured cups of cold water, freezing cold water. Okay, so all right. So let's close down Joey. Now, how do I do that? Okay, so I need to find the mouse. The mouse is right there. So if I push the escape key, I should be able to exit out. Okay, now I'm back to a flat screen. Now I'm going to look at a little monitor, which is the main monitor, and this is the extended monitor. You guys that are into multi things, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so now the mouse is here. I need to go out the right side and find it over here. And that is what I'm having a hard time doing. So that's why I want to know. No, don't do that. All right, so where is the mouse? Oh, it's over in this corner. So I need to bring it over here and bring it in. So see how it's a little bit difficult? Okay, so maybe I need to go out this side. Yes, I need to go out and in this side on this screen, and I need to go out and in on the right side on that screen. Okay, so we've got Hal. Oh my God, Hal. Gee whiz. Okay, so that scared me, and you'll see in a second why did it scare you. Okay, so I right click, I open this in preview. Now it's open in preview, and then I go to window and I move it to here. There it is. There's the scary picture. So now I'm going to go out the right side, come in over here, and I'm going to actually make that full screen. So this is from Hal. He wrote something there, and I need to go out the left Okay, so I need to come out the left and out the right on those screens. So they're actually backwards. Okay, so let's see what he wrote. Let's see if these glasses help. Yes, they do. So it's from Hal. If you guys write in your email some of the specs for this. So this is, I don't want it to bite me. Dang. Okay, so this is a rounded nose. So a rounded nose is, I think, a crocodile, and a pointed nose is an alligator. Okay, so this is a rounded nose. So this is a crocodile. And if he was able to see me right now, he could bite me. So this is from Hal. Okay, so when you send me a picture with these glasses, I can actually read. So he's got private information. Okay, so he said picture is from Shark Valley on a Nikon camera. So Hal took this picture on a Nikon camera. Good, that's what I want, Hal. A little bit of description because people want to know. So we can also add something if you want in the future to everybody. We can add that it was taken on a Nikon camera. You'll put that in your email, okay? And on a Nikon camera, and that you use such and such lens, and that the alligator, the crocodile chased you for 5 miles, but he wasn't able to bite your ASS. Good, something like that. Okay, so let's see. Mr. Camera Junkie is correcting me. The alligator has the rounded nose. Good, thank you, Louis. Okay, so the rounded nose is the alligator. That means the crocodile is the pointy, sharp one. Okay, important information so you know what the heck is chasing you. Okay, so let's go back to the pictures because this is absolutely cool. Okay, I'm feeling a little more calm. Sammy, you don't have to ask permission to send me a picture, okay? So let me talk about that real quick because that's a good question, okay? So if somebody presents a picture that's, let's say, bad, let's say someone wants to be an a-hole and they send me porn or something, I'm not going to read that, okay? I'm just going to pass over it, and I'll be a gentleman and not even mention anybody's name. So I am filtering them because you don't know if somebody wants to shake something up. So if I'm looking over there and I go, okay, I saw something that you're not going to see, all right? So that's why Randy showed me how I can preview them over there, which is important, and I can actually put them over here. Now, I don't know if I have enough cable, but I'm going to try to bring this a little closer because I'm bringing the 27-inch monitor a little closer because I'm finally getting a good flow going. I'm a little bit happy. Come on, get happy. Okay, so you don't see the table, right? Try. Oh, you do see the corner. Okay, suck it up. Live with it. Okay. All right, so now I could read that much better. All right, so Hal sent me the picture of the alligator. Simon, I'm clicking on you now. Oh, Simon sent me 3 pictures. And who is this handsome young man? Okay, so I need to go out the screen over there, and here comes the mouse. It's almost like I know what the hell I'm doing, okay? All right, so I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to make this disappear. I disappeared it back to a flat screen. Now, I need to go out my shoulder and go over here, open up this attachment. Boy, this is a young, this is an old picture. Woo! He's like 4 times the size. Would you like to see the picture? Okay, I'll show it to you. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to send it to the Toshiba. See, this is a Toshiba. Okay, so what can I leave it like that, or is it better if I make it? Let's go out the right side there, and let's come over here and make this full screen. All right, so that's Liam, and I'm guessing he's 3 or maybe 4 years old. Let me see if Simon wrote anything here. Oh, no, he didn't write anything. So I'm guessing he's 3, 4. He can't possibly be 5 because he's 8 or 9 now, and I knew him from 5. So he was bigger than that when he was 5. Okay, so that's his son Liam. Now I'm guessing because of the age that was taken with a 70D or with his phone. So this is from Simon, ordinary filmmaker. Daily Man, which is Carlos, is saying hi, Peter. I hope everybody is well. Ordinary filmmaker is saying yes, he's less than 2 years old. Okay, so this is Liam, who is Ordinary Filmmakers. I'll put him up so you can see. This is Ordinary Filmmakers' youngest child. He's got 7 children. Okay, and he's less than 2 years old. Here is what he's saying. See, I can put your comment there, and I can have the picture here. Oh my God, we're getting so professional. Okay, and then he also says, yes, this was the 70D. So Simon had the 70D, and Simon moved into the R5, the Canon R5, with a bunch of lenses. Okay, so now let's see if I know what I'm doing. Okay, I am going to escape. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to close that. Okay, I get a little excited when things are actually working properly. Okay, so don't get mad at me. Don't get pissed. Okay, okay. So I need to go out my shoulder, and let's go down to Simon's next picture, and I'm going to open it. I'm going to pop it over to the Toshiba. I'm going to go out the right side, and I'm going to enter full screen. Okay, isn't that cool when it works? Now I'd like to do all that with pictures. Okay, yeah, children is okay. The show, when you have to declare it's for children, is that you made it for children. This show is made for children. If it includes children, you don't declare that it's made for children. Okay, so I have done research on that. All right, and this is what my summary or conclusion is. It tells you to mark that the video was made for children. So if I go, hi, I'm going to open this and I'm going to sing happy birthday to Liam, that's made for a child. I need to declare that's made for children. Now, if I'm with my family and I have my kids, or I put a picture of my child up there, it's not made for the viewing of children. Children is identified as 13 years or younger. So I'm guessing the entire 13th year and younger is a child. Now, if I include a picture of a child, I do not have to mark it. This video is made for children. So the picture of Simon's son was not made for the baby. The baby was less than 2 years old. So the picture was not made for him. It was made for the blessing for Simon, and it was made for the blessing of his wife. And when he shared it, it's made for adults. There's no children in here. And if there is, I will make sure that you know. So everyone in here is older than 13 years old. So Randy brought up a really good point. Let me bring that up again, because some people can get bit in the behind on that. All right, so you've got people like Steven Scherer, okay? He basically makes videos where he's like over animated. There's a monster after me is what his video shows. Now, it's not made for 13 and younger. That doesn't mean they can't watch, okay? And he actually talks as an adult to an adult. So he doesn't and they get 1 million views plus, okay? Steven Scherer, like the word share with an R at the end. So I was wondering, this is basically very juvenile, and how is he getting away with it? So that's how I started my research. So my research said that if you make it specifically for a child and it's intended for viewing for a child, you've got to declare that, okay? Because what they do is they put it in a security mode so that if another child is watching it, because children draw other children to themselves. You'll see when you put and you visit and the other family has a little child, the little kids gravitate towards each other. Okay? So thank you, Randy, for bringing that up to the front. Okay? So this is a bumblebee. Okay? And this is all out of focus. So whatever Simon did here, very, very shallow depth of field. So how is the depth of field controlled? The f-stop. Okay? So the lower the number the f-stop is. So a number 5 is higher than a number 2. So the lower the number, the narrower your depth of field is. So if this was f8, the depth of field would be larger, unless there's rules that go along with it. So this is not a lesson on f-stops, although it could become. So if you want a shallower depth of field, you actually want to have a lower number for your f-stop. Okay? Just as simple, because I don't know who's watching, honestly, and maybe that's something you needed to know. And if you needed to know that, okay, so Simon is saying over here, yes, this was shot with 100 millimeter f2.8. So if he shot this with an f5.6, it's at a higher number than 2.8? Yes. So the depth of field would be actually deeper. All right, so what's also playing an issue here, okay, is that we are using, or he is using, as you could see, a macro lens. He's using the Canon 100 millimeter f2.8 macro lens. So what is a macro lens? A macro lens, simply, it allows you to focus closer. It has built-in stuff in the lens so that a normal lens might not allow me to get closer to here, or it just won't autofocus. But a macro lens, like I know Sammy has a macro lens, Sammy loves macro lenses, might allow me to focus down to here. And a very expensive one will allow me to focus almost to the point where I'm touching the item that I'm photographing. Okay? So how does that work? Do you mind me dumping a few lessons in here, or would you rather I just share the photo and move on? Okay? So a 100 millimeter lens is a stronger focal strength than, let's say, a 24 millimeter lens. Okay? So a 100 millimeter lens, it's backwards, will allow me to focus closer. So if I actually wanted to focus super close, okay, I would actually get like a 200 millimeter macro lens. And at that point, I can actually practically touch the item that I'm focusing. So if I get a 24 millimeter macro lens, I'm shouting. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm getting tired with the shouting. My voice is going to give out any second. Okay, so let me get a little water. Okay, so if I get a 24 millimeter macro lens, the focus distance is going to be farther, the minimum focus distance. So I should have added that. My mistake. My bad. You know, what's the modern language? Okay, so the longer the lens, when I say the longer, I don't mean take it out and measure it, okay? I mean a focal length of 24 millimeter is the length of the lens in one way or another. I'm kind of like using loose terms because we have professionals in here and we have people that are learning. So I'm bringing it to a common denominator. I'm not talking down to anybody, all right? So the longer the focal length, so let's say one of the most wonderful macro lenses, specifically to name a lens, okay, is the Canon 180 millimeter macro lens. You can actually get right into someone like a pack of matches or up somebody's nose if you want to see the hairs on their nose. So you're getting an important lesson in lenses. If it's going right over your head, don't feel left out. You can't know everything in a day. What do they say? They didn't build Rome in a day. Okay? So just because you see the word macro, look at the specs and see what the minimum focus distance is. Okay? And just know that you're going to get closer, like Simon did here, with a 100 millimeter macro lens. And I see that he wrote that this was actually shot at f4.0. So you don't have to use super like 2.8 to get the macro effect when you use a macro lens. Is this helping anybody? Say something in the chat, because that's helping me to know whether to continue down this path or get a lot more shallow, okay? All right, so let's go over here. Let me find my mouse. Okay, so let's close this picture out. Come over here. So I'm looking for the the red, and now it's out. Okay, now I need to go out my shoulder and come in on the right over there. And Simon also sent me another picture. Okay, and I'm going to move this one over. I wish there was like click and it goes over here. All right, so Simon sent me the moon. Are you trying to pick me up, big guy? Okay, so now how do I get the mouse over here? I got to go out that side and come in over here. Oh my God, this is getting so smooth. Okay, so let's make that bigger. So Simon shot a picture of the moon. Tell me, Simon, what... I can't zoom. I'm not that advanced. So Simon is saying it might help to zoom in, Peter, so people could see the difference. Okay, I can't... we're not at that technical expertise level yet. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying I don't know how. Okay, and don't teach me here. Send me an email, because I am definitely not going to shake up the cart and the horse right now, okay? Because if I do that, everybody's going to laugh at me, and I don't want to be laughed at, all right? So Simon, I'm at the bottom. So, okay, so Simon says, I'll put it right up here on the screen. Okay, so he shot this picture at f22, all right, and at 250th of a second. And what's the millimeters? So what's the millimeter on the lens? Or tell me what lens you used and what the focal length is. Simon knows enough where I could say that, okay? And he'll know what I'm talking about, okay? So I guarantee you this was taken with a high-power telephoto, and he might have even used a tele-extender on this particular picture. So what's a tele-extender? So if you take a lens and you take the lens off of the camera, okay? All right, so now the lens, camera, lens, okay? Now, there's a piece you could put between the camera and the lens. It costs money, and it's got a magnifying glass in it, and it's called a tele-extender, okay? So it takes and magnifies what you already have in the lens. That's simple, okay? And it comes with its own brand new set of problems, all right? So I'm going to put this back on because we don't leave our cameras laying around with no lenses on them. That's a good way to damage your sensor. All right, so Simon is using the 100 to 500, and he's using a 2x tele-extender. That's how you identify a tele-extender. They start at 1.4 and they move up, and you can only buy what they sell. So I might put a link to a tele-extender in the description for people that watch this on the rewind. So nobody has said that they're enjoying this style yet. So I'm becoming a little bit suspicious if maybe I'm doing something wrong. So if you like what I'm doing, of course, give it a thumbs up, okay? But shoot me a comment there. I'll see it, and I'll just say, you know, John Doe says, yes, he likes this. So let me know that this is okay, because this is very new. All right, so I'm going to hit the escape key, and then I'm going to find my mouse and come in here and close this down. And let's see. Okay, I got to go out this side, in that side. Getting a little smarter here. Okay, so that's the 3 pictures that Simon sent me. Oh, crap, you guys are really sending me pictures. All right, well, that's kind of a vote right there. All right, so that was Simon. Mark, how you doing, big guy? I love you. All right, so he sent me 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I might not go through all of these, Mark. Don't get pissed off at me, okay? I want to kind of try and keep this rolling. So this is some pictures that Mark sent me. Okay, Mark, so say hello to everybody here so they'll know who it is, okay? So Whooper said 2.0, yes, he's liking this. Jim Monday says, yes, he liked it. Thank you for answering my questions. I just gotta kind of keep track of what camera I'm running on here, because I'm running 2 computers, 3 monitors, 2 mice, 1 brain. I'm sorry, you guys are stuck with me, okay? What can I tell you? All right, so let's open up one of Mark. Mark is in Chicago, and Chicago's had its share of cold weather. As a matter of fact, the electric vehicles are getting a bad rap up there, but I do have to say it's true. So what's being reported with EVs in Chicago is true, okay? However, it's user error, okay? Because you operate your electric vehicle differently in the cold than you do in the heat. These people don't know what they're doing, all right? And I'm not picking on them as harshly as I sound. Dang, which camera am I on? Over here, okay? They really don't know how to set up their okay, so I need to go out the right and come up here and make Mark's picture full screen. All right, so this is a black and white picture, all right? And he is doing a scene in the Chicago between the buildings. So it's a narrow picture because I see it showing up dark, okay? So it's a narrow picture, okay? He's got okay, let me just say, Mark chose to have the focus on the building. So that's in focus. And what's framing this picture is a lady. So my question to you generally, and you don't have to answer this, would it have been better to put the girl in focus and the skyline out of focus? Or was it better to have all the buildings in focus and the girl out of focus? As a photographer, you need to make that choice, okay? Because remember, when you take a picture, you're telling a story. And it is critically important. If you're not getting a story across in your pictures, you haven't done your job. It's not a wonderful picture. It's more of a snapshot than it is a picture. So, a high-end picture. Okay, so I see you need, okay, Joey is saying hello. Sammy just sent me another picture. I love that little piece of Peter's kitchen is being used for tonight's custom rig. I recognize if those stainless steel, yeah, that is a rolling cart. So when I want to do mixing and stuff in there, I use that cart. Now it's been repurposed for here for the moment, okay? All right, so Roy is asking a question, so only Mark can answer this, okay? Did the girl down here, did she bomb the picture? In other words, did she do that to get in your picture? I'm sorry, my mic is in the way. I can't lower it anymore, okay? So did she bomb the picture or was that intentional? So only Mark can answer that, okay? So let's move on. So what do I have to do? I have to come here, find the mice. All right, so let's close this one out. Okay, let's go to the left. Now I could put over here where I can open and close the windows, but I can't screen them. So if somebody sends me a dick pic, so to speak, I can't just let that pop up. Seriously, guys. Or something with a naked girl or something like that. So Randy says you have to, actually preview the pictures before you actually send them over here. So Randy showed me how to do that, okay? So I'm going to go out the right, come in the left, come over here, make this full screen. Okay, so you see how the portrait shots are more restricted because now this is full screen. Now this is another one from Mark in Chicago, all right? Now, to me, he used a bigger f-stop because the child, the daddy, and the building, to me, look like they're in focus. So that can only happen when you have a bigger f-stop, like f8 or f5.6 or even f11. So if I get my hand out of the way so you could see it, okay? And I'm not sure, but I think this camera here might give you a better view. Yeah. How about if we keep it on that camera for a little bit? Okay, so I stopped it from rotating for the moment, okay? Actually, let's go up the top here and set it so the Olympus, not the Olympus, the Nikon. So this is the Nikon ZF. So this is a Randy cam, okay? So let's go up here. I might have to adjust this because I didn't adjust this. It's because I'm using the wrong glasses. Why can't I see? Okay, so that's the Panasonic. Okay, so I want, all right, so that is the Randy cam. So this is on loan to me from Randy, and he sent me a lens to go along with it too. Randy's just awesome. Okay, so I think you can see the pictures better with the ZF. All right, so I'm going to put these glasses back on. All right, so the orientation on this is what? This is a portrait, meaning it's up and down. This is landscape. This is portrait. So because this child's face and the building's in focus, he used a shallower depth of field. And this one is in color, okay? So let me move my mouse around. Let's come in here. Let's close this out, and we'll go to the next picture. Okay, so out here, and okay, so this is good. This is a nice shot because this allows me to talk about something a little bit different. Okay, so this came in here, out the side, make this full screen. Okay, so again, this is portrait, which is this way. It's not as comfortable for you to see, which is a hint for you guys that are photographers. Most of your pictures, you have to figure out where they're going to be viewed. And at that point, you need to actually shoot for your audience and not for your pleasure. So this is not self-gratification, okay? So this would be a good portrait for the wall, but it's bad for social media because social media would like it to be more different, okay? All right, so there's two people in here, and this looks like either a negligee or a very sexually oriented, sensual is better, a wedding dress. Either way, it's two people, a guy and a girl, okay? So here's my rule. Whenever you have more than one, if you have one person, human being, face, you can use any f-stop you want. If you have more than one face, okay, count how many faces you have. If you want those faces to be in focus, that is your minimum f-stop, okay? So the minimum f-stop for this picture would be f2, all right? Or if you want to be a little more secure, it would be 2.8. Why? Because that'll give you a little bit deeper depth of field. So this picture would look really bad if he was in focus and she wasn't, or vice versa. So if I've got three people, let's say I come to your house and I got you, your wife, and your kid, and you got your arm around. Now, the faces are on different focal planes. So at that point, shoot an A, aperture priority. And if you've got three people in the picture, 3.5 is what you want as your minimum focus focal f-stop, all right? Because if you go lower than that, somebody's going to be out of focus. And somebody might notice, somebody might not. But if you want to get more professional in your work, you count the number of people, and that's your minimum f-stop. Simple rule. Just do it. Just do it, baby. Just do it. Okay? Okay, so let's close that out. Let's go over here. Okay, so I'm going to go and move on because there's other people that have sent me pictures. Okay, so Roy has sent me pictures. Okay, so let me see. You guys are sending multiple shots. So this is going to go rather long. So, All right, I can't open your pictures, Roy. Just add a picture into the text area, okay? Because it wants me to actually download this picture, and I can't. Okay, so let's come over here, and let's. So Roy, pick a picture you want to talk about. Okay. Okay, so that screwed me up. Okay, so I did learn something in here. All right, so I need to come back over here. See, Roy is very advanced. All right, so Simon sent me another picture. Okay, and all right, so this is Simon. Let's open this and put this over, okay, to, all right, so let's go out the right, in over my shoulder, and make this full screen, okay? So again, this is portrait. This is the orientation is portrait, not landscape, okay? So you get to see two huge black bars, all right? So this is Liam as a baby, okay? And this is Liam's mommy. So that is, I don't say her name because I don't have permission to say her name, all right? So there's two people in here, all right? Now I'm being a little bit critical, but I'm doing this for your benefit, okay? I'm not being critical to pick on Simon. There's two people here. Now the child is sitting in front of the mother, all right? So the minimum this should be is 2.8 because the mother is slightly out of focus. So most people would go for a fancy shot, and most people would say, well, I want to blur the crap out of the background. I'm going to lower it down to 1.4, 1.8. You can't do that with two people in here. You need to make other adjustments. You need to minimum of 2.8. This would have been better off at 3.2, okay? Now the child here, which happens to be Liam, so I know. Now don't ask me questions like, did you get my picture? Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 emails. So you guys are going to have to be gentle with me. I'm a virgin tonight, okay? I haven't done this before. So don't say, did you get my pictures, okay? Because I can't look and see. I need to keep this rolling. And I need to talk about the pictures that I'm putting up. So the mother is a little bit out of focus. Her eyes are not sharp, okay? But Liam's eyes are tack sharp. So to make this better, it should have been an f2.8 or a 3.5, okay? Now, what would happen if you put it at 2.8 or 3.5 and you can't blur the background? You've got to set it up so the background is farther away. The ball is in your court. You either have to know how to work and manipulate your camera or just say the hell with it and whatever happens, happens, okay? And that's perfectly fine also. She might not have wanted to get up. She's got a baby in her lap. You think it's easy to move them? So before you sit them down, okay, what you want to do is set up your shot. So to me, it looks like that he put the tree there on purpose. And the reason he put the tree there on purpose actually is the background is done properly. All right, so Simon actually says this was shot at f1.2. And this is what happens. I wish I could zoom this. I don't know how. Don't shoot me because I don't know how. I might be able to in the future, but right now I can't, okay? And it's only because of user error. I just simply don't know how to enlarge that, okay? It's my fault completely, all right? So he focused on Liam's eyes, all right? And the mother, because of f1.2, is like very small. So can you see that the head of the child and the head of the mother are on two different planes? So if it's like this, you can't tell, okay? If you turn it like this is the head of the child, this is the head of the mother. At f2.8, one of the two, I'm sorry, at f1.2, one of the two is going to be in focus and the other is not. That is simple the way it is. It is what it is. So how do you make them both in focus? You increase your depth of field. How many people you got? You got two. You put it at 2.8. And then you enlarge it when you take the picture. So you take the picture and then you zoom it in. You got a plus button on the back of your camera. Every camera's got a little magnifying glass. And then you go to the mother's eyes and you go to the baby's eyes. Just look at the eyes. Don't waste time. If they're not in focus, up it to 3.5. Shoot the picture again. Now if it's in focus, because they're on a different plane, it makes a difference in your pictures. I hope this is helpful to somebody, honest to God, okay? So, let's push the escape key. Let me find my mouse. Okay, if you notice, I'm purposely trying to protect you guys and not saying names. Okay, so we've seen that picture. Okay, let's look at this one. This is also from Simon. I don't want to see Simon's pictures. I want to see my pictures. Oh my God. What do we have? A kindergarten class in here? Come on, guys. It takes a little bit of time to go through the pictures. Get yourself a cup of hot cocoa. I didn't make myself cocoa. Okay, let's make this bigger. Go out to the right. Should come in my shoulder. Let's make this bigger. Enter full screen. There you go. Okay. This picture is in landscape mode. It's sideways. It's not this way. This is portrait mode. This is landscape mode. Okay? Squirrel's eyes are tack sharp. So whatever the camera did, it focused here. Okay? The wood grain here is tack sharp. The squirrel's eyes are tack sharp. Okay? The hair is tack sharp. This ear is not. So I'm wanting to say this picture has a low f-stop. Knowing that Simon has a 50mm 1.2, everything that's on the same plane, the same lane, this is the plane. So when you turn it sideways, my two hands are on the same plane, okay? So everything that's on the same plane as these eyes is gonna be in focus. This wood grain, the hips, the whiskers are sharp, okay? The ear is not. So he's using on this picture a narrow f-stop. So I'm kicking it up a notch in technical stuff. I hope this is appreciative. So who is this for? All right, so I could pick on Woody. Woody takes pictures, okay, of birds, okay? So it's important to him. Now he probably uses a high-powered lens, and that gives you a little bit deeper depth of field. So ordinary filmmaker is saying 800 millimeters at f11 on this picture, okay? So this is a lesson for all of us. Even f11 has a narrow depth of field when you're up at 800 millimeters. Now, I don't think most of you have an 800 millimeter lens, honest to God, okay? But this is a really great shot, all right? I like it. And he couldn't, don't go above f11 because then you start to blur your picture. They get what's called diffracting. It actually starts at f16, but I don't trust it. So I say f11, all right? So that's how I came up with f11. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so don't get insulted, Simon. I'm going to move on to another email because we have a heck of a lot of emails in here. Okay. Very nice. I like this shot. This is from Furman McClure. Okay. Oops, I shouldn't have said the last name. I can say the last name if I got permission, but I didn't get permission. So I apologize, Furman. Okay. So this is from Furman. Okay, so where is my mouse? Over there. Need to go out the right. Okay, so this is, again, a portrait shot. How many people are in this shot? You guys should be able to do this as well as me by now, okay? There's 2 people. But what did Furman do here? Let's see if he told me any information on the email. No, he didn't put any info on here. Oh, yes, he did. This is shot with a Canon R8. So this is with a very new camera, okay? And it's a Samyang 85mm 1.4 lens. but he doesn't say if the lens is at 1.4. Let's assume the lens is at 1.4, okay? So it looks like Furman, either on purpose because he's a professional or a high-end, he knows what the heck he's doing, or it's accidental. This face of the lady and this face of the man are basically on the same plane. So you see what I mean? One hand is covering the other. That means they're on the same level. If I move one here, it's not on the same plane. But on purpose or by accident, it's the face here, look at the cheeks, the eyes, look at the cheeks, the eyes, the nose, the lips. That looks like, let me give Furman a plus, okay, a compliment. It looks like he went out of the way to line up the faces. And in turn, this is all in focus. It's not blurry, okay? This is all in focus, all right? We won't go lower, but everything lower are in focus too, all right? Her hand is, I could say hand, okay? I don't want to say but I could say hand. It looks like he went a little bit of trouble. It's not a lot of trouble, guys, okay? I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill here. He made it on the same plane. So he's using a 1.4. Now he might have, this should have been shot at f what? This is a quiz. This should have been shot, how many people you got in here? 2 people. So what's the minimum according to my own rules? This is not in stone. This is the Peter Gregg rule, okay? This should have been shot at f2.8, okay? The background is completely out of focus, and at f2.8, it would have stayed in focus, out of focus. And if it came into focus by a little bit, okay, no biggie, honestly, all right? Thank you, Furman. And I don't recognize you, so thank you for participating. Love you, dude. And don't get upset. I say love you to everybody, okay? So it's not personal. It is personal. I do care about you, okay? All right, so now let's get Furman's picture out of here. I just said, I love you. Now let's get him out of here. Okay, so Sammy is asking about that picture. Should it be f2 or 2.8? If you want to be safer, okay, so he says, yes, that picture was at 1.4, okay? And I apologize, Furman, for saying your name. I should only use first name, so if I make that mistake. So it was 1.4. So since you had 2 people there, and you had them on a similar plane, you could have moved it up to 1.8 to 2, but you got the shot, dude. You did good. You got the darn shot, okay? And that's exactly what you needed to do. You needed to stretch the camera to its limits while you align up all your stars, okay? So you get the people, so their heads are all this way on the same plane, okay? You guys know what a plane is. I don't have to explain that, okay? Roy, tell them what a plane is. All right, so that was good stuff. Okay, so let's go. That was one picture. So Bob, he says his pictures was in the first email. I don't know if you're still here. Yes, he is. Okay. All right. So for the sake of brevity, I'm going to, I actually prefer if you guys send me one picture at a time. Because I have a tendency to just start on something and not continue. So if you show me one picture, then you show me a second one in a new email. It's a little harder for you, I understand that, but it'll keep me rolling. Now, if you find this is fine, then it's okay, okay? So I'm looking through Bob's pictures, okay? All right, so he's got a tough one to shoot here, okay? So I'm going to pick on that one first, because I'm not going to show all your pictures, okay? So what I can do is maybe make a separate video that we're not live, because this is a live show, okay, where I record this, and then it could be 2 hours long. I don't care. If somebody doesn't want to watch it, turn it off. But for the live show, you don't have that choice, okay? So out the right, in where my shoulder is. Okay, so this picture is in portrait mode. Okay, so what is weird about this picture? Okay, you got a couch here, very close to the lens. You've got a window down there, very far. So what does that tell you about depth of field? Start by using a pretty big depth of field, okay? So f11, I would even go for f16. So the wood up here, if I enlarge this, might not be in focus, but in the general picture, it looks great. So the couch is up here. The little tufts on the couch over here is in focus. The coffee table is in focus. The bricks on the fireplace is in focus. The carpet is in focus. Even this door is not blurry. He didn't shoot this at 2.8 or even f4. This was shot possibly with something, and I'm not saying he did this, okay? This was possibly shot with a lens designed to do this, okay? So Subby is saying, thank you, it's okay that you said my name. Thank you, Furman. Okay, that puts me off the hook, okay? So they make a lens for this reason, to make a much deeper point of depth of field, okay? So does anybody know what that lens is called? It's called a tilt, T-I-L-T, shift, S-H-I-F-T. They're not autofocus. So what happens is you've got your lens, okay? This is your lens, okay? I can see you. Ooh, you look good, okay? So that's your lens, okay? This is the mount. This gets put on the camera, okay? This hand, this is the mount that goes on the camera, okay? So let me show you with a real lens. This is not a tilt-shift lens. It's a regular lens, okay? If this was a tilt-shift lens, this from here to here would be flexible, okay? And you could actually tilt this like this and this like that. And you go, but Peter, that's going to screw up your picture. Yes, that's why you want a little bit of a wider tilt-shift lens. Because when you tilt this way, okay, it's going to change the angle that's going to the sensor, okay? And then shift means you could turn it like this. Now, I can't do that with this. I'd break it. I go, okay? But a tilt-shift lens would have in here what they call bellows, okay? And if it's not bellows, they got some kind of a gear mechanism. So I can lower the nose down, so it's kind of looking at the floor. I can raise the nose up, so it's looking up at the ceiling. And a tilt-shift lens actually plays with your sensor. And in turn, I don't know why somebody is texting me. Sammy, you have to call me if it's an emergency. Don't be texting me, okay? I can't stop this. I'm too involved, honest to God. Okay? So let's go over here. I'm watching the end. So, all right. So the tilt-shift lens, it changes your, it's gonna change the field of focus, but it's gonna change the depth of field, which is why you would buy one. Look them up for your camera on B&H or ADORAMA. Use my links below, okay? All right, so thank you for that picture, Bob. You gave me a whole lesson in there. Okay, so let's close this out. You guys still approving what I'm doing, or you want to go back to the old format and I'll just say, hi, Roy. Hi, Sammy. Hi, everybody. Okay, so again, here's another shot from Bob Asbury. Okay, now Randy's the one that showed me. You open it up, so now I'm looking at the picture. So if it's a porn picture, it ain't coming over here. And we protect everybody, okay? So I'm going to send it here. Now, look at this picture, guys. I lost my mouse. There it is. Look at this picture. It is a landscape, but dang, from here to that bathroom end has got to be 12, 15 feet. And yet, it's very pleasing to the eye. So, Bob, if you're watching, please tell me. I need to know. Did you use a tilt-shift lens here? Or did you use something like, what's the name? Topaz. Topaz will make a picture digitally all in focus, okay? So Sammy's being insistent, but I'm at the end. So, oh, so Sammy is telling me, you can send me a text like that live. He's telling me to be careful of the time so I don't walk all over Sly. So it's at 11 o'clock. I have not made it through half of the pictures. I hope to God in my heart that you guys are actually enjoying this. I really am, okay? So I'm going to keep on going. So, Bob, if you could shoot me a quick... I'd like to know how you did that so I could tell everybody. Because it's kind of like important. How would you get a whole room in focus? Either you went to f22 and the heck with diffraction and added sharpening after, but this picture, look at the artwork here, okay? Looks clear. Look at the lines in the woodwork underneath here. Well, my mic's in the way. It looks clear, okay? But you could see the mirror. Looks clear, okay? The picture, the faucets, the window back here, everything looks clear. So he does architectural photography. So he did a great job. He gets an A+. Okay, probably did this better than I would do it. Okay. Now, if I was going to be doing a lot of this, I would get a tilt shift lens because it'll take, and let me go up to not F11, F16, F22, but in theory, I'd be at F45. That's what a tilt shift lens does. Okay. So thank you, Bob, for this example. All right, now let's start to move on again, only to make it flow a little better. So let's close this out. Let's come over here. Okay, so Bob sent me some other architectural shots, okay, and they're outdoors, but they're normal depth of field. Those two that I showed you from Bob are extraordinary, okay. So Sammy is sending me pictures of Alex, okay. So let's show a quick picture of Alex here because Sammy did a wonderful job of Alex. I already showed you Joey. Okay, so this is his friend Alex. Okay, are the eyes sharp here or are the eyes shot? Sharp, okay. The background is blurred, okay. The peach fuzz on the side of his face, so that, like, if I don't shave, you can see peach fuzz here, okay. And that is out of focus. The eyes, the eyelashes, the lips. Damn, if you were a girl, you could reach out and kiss this guy, okay. So the lips, the eyes, the eyebrows, and the writing all the way up at the top of the hat are all on the same focal plane, okay? So when you guys make notes, like Sammy's saying about the picture, I might not read it, but everybody else can read it, okay? So this is Sammy's good friend, Alex. Sammy and Joey came here. They were in this room with me together. Alex wasn't able to come, but he's tight with they're the Three Musketeers, okay? Great picture. Now, it's one person. He could actually do what he wants and get away with it. So his ear is out of focus. The peach fuzz on his face where he didn't shave is out of focus. This ear is way out of focus, okay? The whatever this is out of focus. I'm going to have to clean the screen with Windex. So, Norm, I got to use for the Windex finally, okay? So, great shot, Sammy. A+ on those. Okay, so let's see. So Bob is saying, Peter, those interior pictures were shot with the Sony A1, that's a full frame camera, with a 14 millimeter, okay, gives you bigger focal length, G Master Prime lens set to f11. That's a great use of your equipment. And the pictures came out awesome. So, you know, A+, no, it doesn't matter how you shot it, Bob, you've got the results you need. So if this was a job for pay, that's the key thing. Sammy makes short films and maybe in the future long films, okay? Doesn't matter if he uses a Kodak Instamatic. You can't get one. But the point is, if he knows what he's doing, then in that case, you get what you need. And that's the end results is actually very critical. So let me put my glasses on so I can see what time it is. Okay, so you guys or Sammy or somebody, when we get past 11:20, send me a message here, because I'm watching the bottom now, because I'm asking questions and I'm letting you guys answer. Okay, so let's go back over here and let's go. I already showed Joey. Who is that handsome boy? Alex, who is that handsome boy right there? Look at that guy. He's a star. He's should be on the cover of a GQ magazine. Now that's part because his face is damn handsome. Okay, what can I tell you? Good looking is good looking. But it's part to the fact that Sammy did a great job shooting that picture. Okay, it takes two. So you could be the most handsome guy in the world, or the most gorgeous gal in the world, and if a person can't make you look good, which is where the clarity slider comes in, okay? I didn't say that, all right? All right, so where is my mouse? Good job, Sammy. Alex, you can't help it that you look so good, so, but good job for you. So here's Hal. Oh, I did the alligator, okay. Okay, I did Simon's pictures. I did Mark's pictures. He's in Chicago. Love you, Mark, by the way. I haven't seen you in a while. Roy, I can't show. I can't open those up. Okay, so this is moving quicker than I thought. Furman's pictures. Okay, so how do I make that bigger? Can't read it. Hi, Peter. This is Bob writing to me. I didn't think to put the camera information, so you did put it up here. Good move. So he used the pictures I didn't show you. He used the DJI Air drone, and the inside was with a Sony A1. By the way, just in case anybody's interested, I'm liking the A9 Mark III more and more. When it came out, I poo-pooed it. Okay, and the reason that I'm liking it more, okay, get your ears open, is because this is my camera of choice. The Sony E1. Full frame, 24p, full frame, 60p, everything, but it overheats. I did buy the Ulanzi fan, and I'll just make a separate video on that, okay? I'll show you how I mounted, how I used it. And I could tell you, last night I did a test with Randy, and it was 60p in the Christmas room with the air conditioner off, so it was 91 degrees in the room with the Ulanzi fan in the back on here, and I'll show you how I mounted it and everything on a separate video, okay? And it went all the way to the end of a 128 gigabyte card, not even an overheat warning. So 60p, 42210-bit. So I love this camera, all right? I don't like having to stick a fan on the back. I will do it, okay? All right, but I love this camera because it has features that no other camera, Sony, Canon, Panasonic, anybody has that I want to use. That's a personal preference until now. All the features that are in this camera are in the A9, the new Sony that's not even out in the street yet, A9 Mark III, okay? And it doesn't overheat. You can look up Gerald Undone. He wasn't able to get the A9. Now it's $6,000, which means I could buy 3 of these or a little $40 Ulanzi fan. But let's say I won the lotto or I came into some nice money, I would get the A9 Mark III. Until then, we're going to put this fan on because it does the job. It makes the camera run cooler. Now, Sammy's FX30 has got the fan built into the camera by Fuji. Okay? So, let's get back over here. Somebody keep me on track with the time. Oh, I can see it. It's 11:15. So, Carlos. Oh, my God. This is a wonderful picture, Carlos. Okay, so he said there might be a copyright problem with this. So, Carlos, can I show this picture? I guess if you sent it to me, I could show it. So, if I can't show it, shoot me a comment right this second, because I'm about to show it. And what a great job Carlos did on this picture. Beautiful girls. I mean, beautiful, gorgeous women. It is you. I can't wait to show you this image. Carlos, is it okay to show this picture? I know he's probably getting over to the computer. So if I can't show it, what can I tell you? I'm going to show it. I'm going to take a chance because he showed it to me. So, all right, so Sammy's telling me it's 11:15. Thank you, Sammy. Mwah, I love you, kid. All right, so let's go over here and make this. Isn't this gorgeous? So stinking colorful. So are these pictures showing up good? Okay, on this TV. I've got the color for this set up with the camera properly. And then I'm... Okay, thank you. I was living on the edge there for a second. So Carlos said I could show you this picture. Okay, this girl with the beautiful smile is in motion. So what is he doing? First of all, it's a landscape. The camera is not up and down. The camera is normal mode. This is landscape. This is portrait. Okay? So he's shooting it with a fairly high f-stop. I mean, it's not like 1/30th or 1/60th. Okay? Because her face is in focus. Now, her face is not super sharp focus. It could be better. Okay? But that's not a cut. It's not a negative thing. But if the shutter speed was up a little higher, now this might actually be from a video, which means it came out really nice. Now all of this is blurred. Now is it blurred because here this is a quiz. This is a trick question. Is this blurred? All this blurred because of motion, or is it blurred because of the f-stop? Okay, so how do you figure that out? Okay, Carlos is asking you what camera you used on this, Sammy. All right, so you look for clues. You become a detective. All right, so the clues are the background is not moving. If the background is moving, we're in an earthquake. Okay, so the background is not moving. The girls are moving. So I would say the f-stop on here is on the shallower side because that is not sharp, okay? So if he used an f-stop that was a little more depth of field, the background, that picture would all be more in focus than it is, okay? But because the foreground is out of focus, remember, we're being a detective now. We're examining this picture, which is the point of this live show. Okay. By the way, if you don't like the title of my show, tell me so I can change it, because I think people would like to see this. So if you don't have a title that attracts them, all right. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right. So my investigative work is telling me the background is not moving, but it's not in focus. The foreground is moving, but it's also not in focus. Now, I didn't know which of the two it was, so since this is not moving, I would have to say that we are at probably an f4, is a guess, f5.6, not sure. Okay, it could be anything, and maybe Carlos will put it, and then you guys can see. Thank you, Carlos. That was a wonderful shot. Okay, so I'm going to escape, close this out the shoulder. Okay, Simon, I'm going to, no, I'm not. I'm going to show this one because it's just an interesting shot. What can I tell you? Now Simon is going, which one? Which one is the interesting one? That one! Okay, so I like that because this is a macro. Okay, this bumblebee, I can see his eyes. He's got like 4,000 eyes in here. I can see his wings. The rest of the flower is completely out of focus. What's up, Doc? But that's a good thing. I'm not saying it like it should be in focus. I'm saying it like this is a picture that if you got a good file, you could blow it up and put it on your wall as artwork. You guys should be making artwork out of your own pictures. Why are you going to Walmart or somebody else and buying pictures when you could be putting your own artwork up on your wall? Hello, hello, hello. 3 rings on that one. Answer the phone. Make your own artwork. This doesn't have to be big. Go to a canvas gallery. I think it's Canvas. They're in Miami. They make like for anywhere from $6 to $12. What they call a gallery wrap. It's on a canvas. It wraps around and you just hang it up and it looks like, oh my God, this man has artwork in here. And that's what you want. Sammy, keep me in time with the time it is, okay? Okay, so good job, Simon. Good job. So, I'm using the wrong mouse. So Carlos was telling us about the flamenco girls, okay? Sammy, he's answering Sammy's question. So you guys can read the comments because many times your questions are being answered, okay? So Randy says it's 11:20. So I'll rattle off the names of the other people that I haven't gotten to just out of respect because I so much appreciate. Now, should I do this again next Friday or should I do this once a month? I'll leave that where you guys can make it in the comments. All right, as to whether we should do this every week, or do you like it where I go, oh, Randy says, Carlos says, Sammy says, Mark says, and I'm willing to do that because all I have to do is sit back in my chair and cross my legs. I got my short pants on. Okay, so Randy says, great lens, and it's 11:20. So with that, I would roll this the Sammy TV cart out of the way. And I'll call this because that's a lot of Randy stuff on that. I'll move that out of the way. Okay. And we'll go back to the Christmas room. So I'll let you make comments now. Or if you're watching this on the rewind. Okay. So let's close out Simon's picture. Good job on this picture, Simon, by the way. You get a big thumbs up, buddy. See, this is what you guys have been doing all along. And I haven't been able to show it. So Sammy is showing me a picture of Joey's Tesla. Carlos is showing me another shot that really needs an explanation. So the picture of the lady sitting at the table, if I lose this for some reason, send that to me next week. Sammy, if I lose the Tesla picture, send it to me next week. Because on that one, it's got a big depth of field. And I want to explain that. Carlos, you got a shallow depth of field on the one with the 1, 2, 3, 4 people at a table. There's a lady smiling at me, okay? Now, the reason I don't have that up here because it shows everybody's email and stuff like that. Randy didn't want that, okay? And then Carlos has another gorgeous. I'm gonna just save these. Joey sent me a picture. Oh, of the 3 Musketeers. Oh, that's awesome. They're out at dinner. I have to show that. So Mr. Camera Junkie is showing me a picture, and they're on the same plane. So we'll start with actually, you know what I should do? Oh, Furman, this shot is drop dead gorgeous, okay? I'm going to make a video, okay? Send me one picture at a time, Roy. So what's happening is it's embedding the file, and I can't open the file in preview. So you're not on Mac. So it wants me to download the file. So Roy, when I download the file, it closes everything out, okay? Put the picture in the text. Say, hi, Peter. Embed the picture right under the hi, Peter, and then tell me any information. In the body of the text, you're attaching them. Don't do that, okay? Sly sent me a cute picture of a girl. I bet that's her. All right, so what I'm probably going to do, okay, so what picture can I put in the background here? Let's go to one that we've actually seen. And then I'm going to close the show out. Let's go to Bob, because this is a nice shot. And then I'll come over here, make this full screen. So the reason I chose this picture to go out on is it's bright, it's colorful, and it's actually a fun picture. I remember he's doing architecture, okay? So, Sammy, time, big boy, or Randy. And the reason I'm asking is when I'm looking here, my eyes dilate. When I turn here, I can't see the time. So it looks like it's past 11:20. All right, so Randy is saying, please give some likes. And Sly says, keep this going. Everyone comes to, I'll have everyone come to your show. No, I'm not going to do that to you, Sly. That's just not fair. Okay? This was fun. So, Sly, when you do your show, Rob says this was fun. Tell me what a great job I did. Okay? So, Subwoofer says, thank you for doing this, Peter. Somebody is dinging me. Sammy, sweetheart, just tell me up here. I'm looking at the comments. I don't want to look at the phone. Everybody's going to go like, why are you looking at your phone? It's kind of rude for me to do that. Roy says, use a hyperfocal calculator. Sammy says, Joey's Tesla is great. I love that picture. I just have to show it for next week. Or if I do a picture, I have to do a picture that Mr. Camera Junkie has sent me. Woody. Oh, did you send one in? Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep this going as a, not right now. Okay, I'm going to keep this going, and I will put up videos during the week. And maybe I'll put this on the big channel. Anybody have any objections for me showing their pictures off on the big channel like I showed here? Because I don't want to violate anybody's privacy, because I know you guys know that this is, you know, basically a family. So that is our show for tonight. Honestly, I didn't make a lot of mistakes. Maybe at the beginning I was a little confused how to get from one screen to the other. Anybody has advice for me on that? Hit me with it. This is a family show, so you can tell me if you're watching this on the rewind. Give it a thumbs up. If you're watching it now, give it a thumbs up. My gosh, do that for me. Don't forget, the cameras went back for B&H, so I need you to click in the links below on the B&H link so that they can register a viewer from my channel, and this way, because I'm going to ask them for another camera for the next month. So they're going to look and see how many viewers I got. So if you actually want to help me for that, you need to click on any B&H link in the description below. I don't care if you're going to buy it, you're not going to buy it. I don't care if you're even not interested. So let's say you like Canon, you could click on a Sony link. It does nothing. They just register that a viewer came, they don't even know who. It's not violating your privacy. No purchases necessary. Okay, so thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. You guys have to help me decide if we do this again next week or if I go back to the old format. If you want to do it once a month, twice a month, every week, because the channel could evolve into a sharing pictures channel. I enjoyed seeing your pictures, to tell you the truth, because I see your names all the time and I never get to see what you do. Now I got to see what you do and I kind of liked it. Now, if you guys were bored, that's a different story, okay? And then maybe we need to go back to being personable, okay? Love you guys. So I'm going to say good night. Let's see, how do I end this? I do have a way for you to see. It's called a closing shot. And here it is. Okay, so the purpose of this is so that you could say goodnight to each other. Okay, so I believe this is the one. And
Silent night, oh holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round the Virgin, the Mother, the Child, Holy Infant, He's tender, He's mild. Silent night, oh holy night, Son of God, love's pure light. Radiant beams from your holy face, with the dawning of saving grace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds shake at that sight. Glory is streaming from heaven above, heavenly angels sing hallelujah.
Just watched another Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg. Thank you for watching.